Adobe Connect Meeting and Zoom are excellent tools for online video conferencing. They both have a selection of features for communication, collaboration, interaction, screen sharing, and recording, and they both offer computer and mobile access. However, there are specific situations where either Adobe Connect or Zoom may be a better fit. In this video, we will take a look at some key differences and other considerations for specific scenarios that may help you choose between the two. Our first scenario is when your session consists of a variety of content and activities, and you want to readily switch back and forth between them during the session. You also plan to pick up where you left off from a previous session in some of those activities. Adobe Connect's meeting room structure of pods in customizable layouts is perfect for this scenario. What you set up in the Adobe Connect meeting room remains in place between active sessions, allowing you to upload your content, prepare various room layouts, add in polls or files for sharing, all ahead of time, ready to be deployed within your session when needed. If, however, you plan to progress through various activities and content sequentially without needing to revisit from previous sessions, you could use Zoom. Open content on your own computer and share it live with participants using the share screen feature that is front and center on your Zoom toolbar. Note, however, that anything shared during a Zoom meeting, including chat messages, shared files, and whiteboard annotations, is not saved when the meeting ends. For sessions with many participants and planned activities that will benefit from them being able to see each other's webcam feeds, you will want to use Zoom, as it can display up to 49 video feeds per screen with a scroll feature to access even more. An added feature in Zoom allows users to change or blur their backgrounds for privacy or just for fun. Although you can have a fairly large number of participants in an Adobe Connect meeting, webcam use affects the bandwidth dramatically and is best limited to 10 to 12 camera feeds at a time. At times, you may wish to pre-record a session or record a live session and make it available for viewing at a later time. The ability to save recorded sessions is available in both Adobe Connect and Zoom. If you want your participants to easily access and view pre-recorded sessions, then Adobe Connect Meeting is a good choice. Recordings are stored on the Contact North server and are readily accessed for viewing via the portal or from a secure link, although a downloadable MP4 format is not currently available. Zoom does provide the option to record sessions locally in MP4 format. Alternatively, you can record your Zoom session to the cloud, where it can be viewed using a secure link, or downloaded in MP4 format. And with Zoom, you have the added benefit of being able to give your participants permission to record to their local computers as well. Another consideration when choosing between Adobe Connect and Zoom is their functionality when accessed from various operating systems, browsers, and devices. Both Zoom and Adobe Connect have Windows and Mac desktop applications that offer full functionality. Currently, there are no Linux applications. Linux users must attend from a browser. Zoom has recently released an app specifically for the Chrome operating system. However, Adobe Connect users of the Chrome operating system will need to connect from a browser. Although not all features of either Zoom or Adobe Connect will be available when attending from a browser, participants unable to download an application can log in from current versions of Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and Edge. Zoom also supports Internet Explorer. Zoom's mobile applications for iOS and Android provide good functionality. However, a few features, such as remote control and recording locally, are not available. Currently, those wishing to participate in an Adobe Connect meeting from a mobile device can only do so by logging in from a mobile browser, such as Google Chrome or Safari. If some of your participants are unable to use computer audio in a session, Zoom may be the preferred choice, as it features an integrated and easy-to-use dial-in audio feature. Adobe Connect requires a third-party audio conferencing service. Adobe Connect's bandwidth limitations make it challenging when you want to share a video within a session. Zoom, however, has a consistent and straightforward video sharing tool built right in, that makes it easy and efficient for sharing videos with your participants. The Optimize Screen Sharing feature increases the frame rate so that playback appears smoother for everyone. Both Adobe Connect and Zoom have security features that allow you to control access to your online sessions. If you use Adobe Connect's enrollment feature, your participants will join using their own login credentials. In addition, while your meeting is in progress, you can control who enters using the Manage Access and Entry options. You can also put the participants on hold to temporarily restrict access to only hosts and presenters. With Zoom, all participants will join from an invitation link or meeting ID and passcode, making accessing the meeting easy, especially for first-time users. Zoom's waiting room and password protection security features give you control of access and entry when scheduling a meeting. Once the meeting is underway, there are additional security features, including locking the meeting, removing participants, or temporarily putting individual participants back into the waiting room. Adobe Connect and Zoom both have closed captioning ability, either assigning the role to a participant or using a third-party captioning service. In both cases, you can export the captions to use as a transcript file. The key difference is the auto-transcription feature in Zoom that serves as captioning during sessions and then as a downloadable transcript file afterward. These are just a few highlights of the various things to consider when deciding between Adobe Connect and Zoom. A comprehensive comparison between these two excellent web conferencing platforms is available at teachonline.ca.